Hello, everyone. Welcome to Backyard Musings, broadcasting live from Apple Valley. I'm Steve.
I'm Scott.
Thank you for joining us today. Today is part 3 of our Trimming the Administrative State. It's our ideas for what we think to cut the blow. There you go. So we're going to change this up so I can actually read the slide. There we go. This is very small. This is what's made up of the cabinet right now. 21 people in the cabinet that all have to sit around that tiny little table. Not sure why there's an Office of Science and Technology why he's at the table, or I guess management and budget. I don't know.
You think that would be included into this new DOGE, but yet that's not going to be actually a government agency, right? They're going to run that on the side. So
they're not government employees. They already said they're not government employees, which means they're not getting paid. At least Elon and maybe Elon and Vivek are paying the people who come into Doge, but they're not federal employees,
right? Which
is pretty cool.
Yeah,
21.
That's a lot.
That is a lot, man. That is like bloated government.
I mean, why couldn't we take interior and agriculture and put those together?
Makes sense to me.
I mean, or put it back to the states. But I mean, I get that because we have national parks and that's kind of a totally separate deal. So.
Well, let's take a look. If we revise this, it's going to take congressional action for the stuff on the left. And so on the right, it's executive order. You can get rid of housing and urban development, right? Turn that over to the states. Are we way off course on this?
Yeah, or throw it into another cabinet member like Health and Human Services.
I don't know what housing has to do with
interior.
Interior,
possibly. Yeah,
housing. Okay, I'm okay with that. Just throw it into interior. Yeah, I'm okay. Education to the states.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm all for and that's even been mentioned, I guess. So he just named a lady, Mrs. McMahon, right? The former WWE president.
Oh,
so she's going to be taking over that.
The wife of the president.
The wife of the
McMahon.
I don't know if
it sounds familiar.
I don't know if the guy is still involved in the program or not. I think his wife took it over. But anyway, she's been in his cabinet the first go round, I guess, or not really cabinet, but she was an assistant to some department. I believe maybe the same department. But their understanding is that they're going to work on getting rid of that department. So I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Put it back to the states.
Trade rep. Come on, put it under Treasury. You know, it's money. It deals with money. Yeah. Trade rep.
Right.
Director of National Intelligence. Well, we think we should create a new cabinet. Make it a Senate confirmed, accountable. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, and we wouldn't get this dirty 51 just shooting from the hip.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, national intelligence is pretty important.
It is important.
That we definitely need to have that.
It is important. And furthermore, I would say that like, well, okay, we'll get to that on the next slide. Let me save that for later. Science and technology, really? Bill Nye, the science guy? Come on.
Yeah.
Does he need to be on the cabinet?
No, I don't think so.
So executive order, I think you can do away with those because they were created by executive action. The next ones...
And you got a note there, where roll that into NASA. Well, I think that's a great idea. Yeah. I don't know why it's not there already.
Yeah. Science and technology, yeah.
Exactly.
So congressional action, these were former cabinet levels departments that I think need Congress to vote to do these little switch rounds. So commerce, small business, Office of Management Budget into Treasury. Doesn't that make sense?
Absolutely.
All dealing with money.
Yeah.
Right? Veterans Affairs into defense.
Was it not at one time under the defense umbrella?
I don't know if it was.
I thought it was.
But they have a huge budget, way more than defense does. Veterans Affairs does.
Yeah, because I probably should have written some of these things down, but I heard yesterday that the Department of Education is a relatively new department. I mean, it's I think 40 years old, maybe 45 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So it's Yeah. Why did we come up with that? Anyway.
And so I'm saying Homeland Security. You're probably saying, Steve, what the heck? That is an important function. Well, it was created by Congress. I remember Tom Ridge. He was the first one with Bush.
Under George W. Right.
Yeah.
But that department.
No, George H.W. No, yeah, George W.
Yeah, George
W.
So that department, you talk about bloated, right? I mean, they have a huge amount of employees in that department. Yeah. Huge.
Well, once
and not that they're not doing a good thing. I mean, but I think you could get away with doing a lot less.
Once you combine these, then you can look at slashing and reducing and changing and trimming.
Trimming.
So, and Homeland has a lot of stuff. It's Border Patrol, ICE, TSA, and then agriculture, all to the interior, like you said, environmental protection to the interior, energy to the interior, right? Makes sense. On the left, we've listed the what we think the 9 cabinet positions that would make it manageable, right? And the proposed people who have been as a secretary. So State Rubio, right? Mm-hmm. Treasury unnamed right now. Defense Hegseth, Justice Getz, Interior Burgum, Labor has been unnamed. Health and Human Resources RFK Jr. A lot of controversy. I don't understand. I think a lot around the abortion. So both sides, conservatives, some are pissed off. The ultra right and the ultra left are pissed off. Transportation, Sean Duffy. That was a new appointment. Awesome.
Yeah.
And intelligence.
I mean, he's tearing apart the Fox News family, but
yeah, I know.
But hey, whatever. These are good people.
For intelligence,
we're presuming a congressman, right?
Yeah, Wisconsin. Yeah. And then we would presume Gabbard would be intelligence. She's the director of national intelligence. Okay, so now it becomes manageable, right? Right. Okay, so let's go to the 3 and 4 letter agencies now. So the congressional action. On the right, we've shown all the cabinet seats, right? 9 of them. That intelligence would take congressional action, as we said, but you can roll all of these agencies into intelligence. The CIA, NRO, NSA, Defense Intelligence Agency, National Geospatial Administration, even the elements of all the Department of Defense, the intelligence elements of the Army, the Navy, Air Force, Marines, Space Force, all could be rolled into this intelligence, right? Now, executive order, because they were created by executive order, why not put NASA into Space Force?
Or Space Force into NASA.
Or Space Force, Space Force is a Department of Defense. It is a...
Oh, is that a Department of... Okay.
Yeah, it is.
It's a sub-department of the Department of Defense.
Yeah, like Department of Army, Department of Navy, Department of Space Force.
Okay.
And Navy. And Marines are subordinate to the Navy. And then Coast Guard.
Okay.
But I don't know. I mean, it's up for talks. Where else would you?
I think it's an important department, though. I think we need to start.
But Space Force and NASA, maybe that could turn into Starfleet. Who knows?
Something. Yeah, they could combine those. Right.
And then Secret Service back into the Treasury, right? Because they have that counterfeit mission. That's where they were before. I think right. or Interior.
And that's a relatively new change too, right?
Yeah,
where they've changed.
They put Secret Service into Homeland Security. Yeah. OSHA into Human Health, Safety into Health.
Okay.
Right. So when you do these,
add another letter on there if you want. HHSO, if you want to do that.
Yeah.
Make whatever.
And I think that the head of the OSHA should be like the Deputy Secretary of HHS OSHA, Deputy Secretary of Treasury, SEC, right? Move the SEC into Treasury. It's money. Mm-hmm. Federal Communications, probably transportation because they got to communicate, and I mean, I don't. Okay. So I'm just spitballing here, Make them deputy secretary of transportation, FCC. So it's the Senate has to confirm. And when you make them deputies.
Yeah, and then the next one you got there is a TSA, and that should go into
obvious. Yeah. Obvious, yeah.
Right. FAA, same.
Obvious, yeah. FBI into Justice, they work together.
We'll see.
Deputy Director.
We don't know if they do now, but hopefully they will.
Well, they're supposed to.
Yeah.
We know that they do.
Okay.
Because they're weaponized.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you think like the district attorney and the police, they work together. Put them into one. You don't want to. Do you want an FBI on the cabinet? We could talk about it.
Yeah, I don't think so.
So it'd be like deputy direct. It would be undersecretary of state, FBI.
I'm good with the attorney general taking care of FBI.
Yeah. And then the post office into treasury because they deal with money and stuff. With the stamps and stuff, revenue.
Or you can put that in transportation too.
Or interior. Pick.
Yeah.
Abolish I'm all for abolishing. Go with a flat tax for everyone.
I'm not so hot on the flat tax, but I think we need to have some definite.
Let's have a discussion then. I mean, a flat tax for this income range, a flat tax for this income range. And it gets higher the more money you make.
Yeah. For those people who take advantage of deductions that are allowed, using the system.
Yeah. What do you think?
I think there needs to, maybe redo it a little bit if you're going to do that. But
if you abolish it, it's a flat tax.
Yeah.
You make less than 20,000, you get taxed 10%.
I'll get back to you on that.
20 to 400,000, you get taxed whatever, or 20 to 100,000, you get taxed this. But they're,
I don't know for people who are in business or people who do investing. I don't know if a flat tax is workable. I had a tax guy, one of our tax guys years ago, because I came to him and I said, "Hey, what do you think of flat tax?" And he goes, "Well, for you, it wouldn't work. For a guy that was working for me, it would be perfect." So
why? Because you're like
because we invested
corporate
in some things.
S corporation?
No, we're just an investor, and so it wouldn't pan out for us. Now that was 30 years ago, maybe 35 years ago. So maybe things have changed.
Like with my company,
I'd like to see him do something with the tax laws, though. Period.
With my company, the Schedule K goes to us personally, and we pay taxes on the earnings.
So you have
a state.
You have a corporation, right?
Yeah. But the state, I have to pay taxes from the company for the state.
Right.
So, anyways, the list goes on with all these 3 and 4 letters. You can logically find a place to put these, and if need be, make them an undersecretary or whatever, and confirmed by the Senate.
Yep, right? I'll go with that.
Okay, let's go to the next one here. So, relocations, proposed relocations. All right.
Yeah, so this is interesting.
So, state, I keep in place. Keep them in Washington D.C. because that's where the seat of the government is. All these dignity. UN is New York. Well, maybe move the state to New York. Secretary of State to New York. I don't know that department. I don't know.
Okay.
Treasury. How about Fort Knox?
Oh.
What do you think of that? Gold reserves or whatever? I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. Department of Defense, keep it in the Pentagon. That would be a huge move to move it from the Pentagon.
Who would take over that building? Walmart? I don't know. Who do you take that over?
Make it housing. Make it housing.
Building. Oh, you can use that. Or prison.
Prison. Oh, like that. Okay, justice remain in place. Washington, D.C., I think, Interior. So here I threw some out. Cheyenne or Anchorage, Department of the Interior.
Yeah, or even someplace in the middle of the country, Kansas.
Oh yeah, Kansas.
I mean, why not? I mean, it's not the most glamorous place to live, and
you're
not
right.
Offending anybody in Kansas, but
Independence, Missouri is the exact center of the United States.
Right in there. So Kansas, Missouri,
I like that.
In there.
I like that.
Centralized.
So labor.
You could have some sub offices around.
Yeah. Of course you've had, like the FAA has got regional offices everywhere.
Right.
Okay. Labor. I naturally thought of Detroit. With the labor. That's where the labor movement started. With the assembly lines and auto workers.
It might revive that town.
It might revive. Yeah. And I'm not biased because I'm from Michigan, and Pinball, he's from Michigan too, my buddy. We're not biased about that. Health and Human Services.
Detroit needs some help, though.
Yeah, they do.
That city is just gone. I mean, it may have revived. It may be on some kind of a revival now, but for a while there, it was looking pretty bleak.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
But anyway.
Health and Human Services. So I was Googling what's the healthcare capital of the United States, and Nashville popped up. I'm like, why not? what is that? The Grand Old Opry?
And
The Opry?
Old Opry's there. Yeah.
And put Health and Human Services in Nashville. You know, transportation, Atlanta, huge transportation hub. You know, put the Department of Transportation there. You can Zoom these. Why can't they Zoom? You know?
Sure.
And then intelligence, I'd say put it in Langley.
Still there, right?
All of it. Well, CIA is there, but
yeah.
But put every intelligence apparatus there in Langley.
And that's still pretty close to Washington D.C., right? It's not far.
And so I think you need amendments on term limits in the balanced budget in order to ensure. Right now, Congress is at odds, and when you combine all this stuff to cut out these fiefdoms that make their own rules and laws, Congress has to do their job, so they have to compromise. Right? Remember the Missouri Compromise? Everybody got a little bit of something that they wanted. And they're going to need to work to do this, put their foot to the by giving them term limits and a balanced budget.
Yeah, so Newt Gingrich took over Speaker of the House in, the late 80s, right? Or he was in Congress then. And then I forget when did he become
90s.
Speaker under Clinton, right? Clinton was the president.
Yeah.
And they kind of worked it out. So it can be done. You know, there can be.
I admire Clinton about that. He worked it out. He really worked across the aisle.
Yeah, and now he
has proclivities.
I don't think he would be the same president today as he was back then. But yeah, he compromised a little bit. So he was not too far to the left and not too and closer to the center.
Almost like a wig, right in the middle. But I don't know. He was. I don't know if he was states' rights or limited government. I don't think he was.
It wasn't that far.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think.
Yeah,
folks.
let us know. Give us throw some ideas out there. Vivek, Elon, if you're listening, comment or whatever. Hire us for Doge, whatever.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll Zoom.
All right. So tomorrow, what do we have? De-extinction. De-extinction tomorrow.
Yeah, we're talking about bringing back one of the dinosaurs, right?
Well, there was an article. People found a intact saber-toothed cub in Siberia on the banks of whatever river in the permafrost.
Oh, wow.
Intact.
So we might be on a revival for the whole dinosaur fleet.
Oh, man.
We're
going to be talking about this tomorrow.
This is
very exciting.
Yeah. It's pretty fascinating.
Very exciting. Thanks for joining us, folks. We love you guys. Thank you very much.
See you tomorrow. Have a good day.
Man, I love everybody.